Good morning, Abraham.
It is.
I'd like a little bit more clarification of what you just talked about, and I'll tell you a quick story, and then I'll stop. I was on Nosebook, and someone posted something that I didn't like, and I get flared up. And I started writing hate mail, and I said, whoa, I'm not feeling really good. My emotions are terrible. I felt fight or flight kicked in. And I said, Abraham says, I'm not looking at it like my source does. So I want...
Abraham says your source isn't on Nosebook.
Thank you.
Well, we're playing with you because we are really not wanting you to ignore life. We're just wanting you to be more deliberate about where you put your attention.
So I stop and I breathe a little bit. So instead of stopping the action, what I did is I changed my emotion to see how nice it would be to bruise that person, digitally speaking. So I continue with my action, feeling much better about what I'm doing.
Well, it really is all that matters because the other's reaction is irrelevant. Did you look to see if the other was reacting?
To my reaction?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, there you go. It's a normal thing, isn't it? You're in this world. The contrast that you're observing is what helps you to define what you want. Step one matters a lot. Step one is such an important part of the equation that you deliberately were born into variety and contrast, because without it, no new ideas could come about. Step two, source answer. Step three is you line up with it. Step four is you get really good at lining up with it. Step four is just mastery of step three. Seems odd to have step four be the same as step three, but you can occasionally be in the receptive mode and recognize it. But when you are consistently in the receptive mode, that's when you've really mastered it. And so we want to give that its own step, step four. And step five is when you've slipped back into step one and you realize it, but you're not mad at yourself for being back in step one. You finally come to understand the value of the contrast. And so all that we're encouraging is that you proceed in your life experience with understanding, that you know when you have negative emotion that you've gone further than you mean to, and that if you continue to push in that way, the negative emotion is going to increase, as is your resistance. And there is no value once you launch your rocket of desire in persevering through resistance, because you're not ever going to break through it. You're only going to increase it. It's like saying I've got two engines going in the direction of what I want on my train and two engines going in opposition to what I want, and then I find an issue that I'm pushing against, so I put another engine on the other end of the train. So for a little while you're not moving forward. In fact, you're going more toward what you don't want. But then in that process you launch another rocket of desire, which puts another engine on the other end of the train. So now you got three engines and three engines. So now you're not moving forward either. You could focus upon your desire and put another engine on going the way you want to, but no, you're on Nosebook. So you put another engine over here, and so now you're slipping back a little, which causes you to launch another rocket of desire. So now you get another engine on here. And that's the way most people live their life. They inch a little forward and they inch a little back, and they inch a little forward and they inch a little back, and then they blame others. They blame others instead of understanding that it's only you who can launch desire for you, and it's only you that can offer resistance to your own desire. Only you, only you, only you. So then you might, if you really understand this, you might just ask yourself with each action that you're intending to take, because an action has quite a bit of momentum in it already. It's not just a thought, and it's not just a word. It's an action that you're taking about something. You might want to just stop for a moment and ask yourself, which end of the train are you adding the engine to? The desire end or the resistance end? Am I helping myself with this thought, word, or deed, or am I hindering myself? And the truth of it is, you can't get it wrong, because it doesn't matter how many engines you put on the end of your train that are taking you where you don't want to go. You're just launching rockets like crazy, but then you become a tense individual. You become a tense society. You have such strain as you pull against yourselves. Are you witnessing that anywhere around? where you want and you hate and you love and you hate and you are excited and you worry. And it doesn't have to be that way. And the most important thing in this discussion is you don't have to wait for anybody else on Nosebook to figure it out. You don't have to wait for them to figure it out. Once you come into alignment, your life will flow with ease and grace and effectiveness and power and exhilaration, just like you intended. And once it gets flowing and you feel all that worthiness because you've got it figured out, then you can look at others with differing ideas, and you can actually bless their difference of opinion because you know the value of step one, without going off the deep end and stacking up a bunch of engines that are pulling you in the direction that you don't mean to go.
Yeah, the train analogy was really great. This kind of was a little bit ahead of time, but yeah.
Well, we added to it powerfully today by letting you know that no matter how bad you feel, you're going to launch another engine. It just keeps balancing out like that. And so the key to a happy life is to be in vibrational alignment with your desires. So here you are, your desire is, let's say you got 1,000 engines stacked up because you've been at life for a while and you've got powerful momentum and you're really flowing, and every day you leave a little resistance off, you leave a little more resistance off, you leave a little more resistance off. You just feel better about this and better about this, and you reach the place where you just never pick a fight, and you don't fight back either, because you don't win, because no matter who you think you're fighting against, you're always only fighting against yourself. And so as you cut that out and stop fighting against yourself, then you find yourself just knowing that things are going well. When an idea occurs to you, it's not even an option for you to think, I wonder if that's possible, because you know for sure it is. So now you just stand in eager readiness for the universe to deliver to you the perfect ingredients for the unfolding of it. And that's what you planned when you came. Not one of you said, I will go and fight battles to my success. You did say, variety will help me define what I want. But not one of you said, I will defeat the enemy and I will triumph. Not one of you said anything like that. Because you know there are no outside enemies.
Yeah, get it. Yeah.
I have one little clarification on something. Maybe it'll tie in. But my favorite book has been Ask and It Is Given. And I really found it by such a wonderful convergence of factors. It fell in my lap. And I could never really wrap my mind, probably I'm overthinking it too, around the word given. I always saw this creative process as I am tuned in, therefore is around me. And when I think of given, it kind of implies some kind of like external that throws me off a little.
Well, we mean it exactly that way, because universal forces come into being on your behalf at an extraordinary proportion. Did you think it should say, ask and I will earn it? Ask and I will dig it up myself, all by myself, and I will get all 100% of the credit for it? Did you think it was ask and I will find where it's buried in the backyard and nobody will ever know? Ask and it is given means ask and the universe will yield to me the precision of that which I ask for. Ask and it is given. We would like it to be a longer title. Ask and it is given immediately and in precise proportion to the power with which I ask. By the non-physical energies of the universe who know where everything is in relationship to what I'm asking for. Who also know all cooperative components. Who know every piece of the unfolding of this. So when I ask, it is given. It is given. It is given. But the reason that throws most people is they say, well, I've asked, where is it? I've asked and you say it's been given or it is given. Where is it? And we say, it's in the vortex. Where are you? And you say, I'm out here. I want it to come out where I am. We say, then you have to put on your vibrational eyes so that you will be able to see what has been given. And you say, but I thought you were just going to give it to me. And we say, it's given. Now you have to translate it into the physical equivalent, you see. You have to translate that which has been given into the things that you want. It's a much longer title than people want. But is that helpful?
Very much so. I really am overanalyzing, over trying to find solutions where the better attitude for me, I guess.
So do you think that you didn't believe that when you asked it was given?
I believe that when I asked, the world reflects it already. So it already kind of is around me. But then my attitude was more kind of figuring out how to get there somehow. So it was still tricky. I didn't have trouble with the universe, with the given in the sense of it's projected onto me, but it implied kind of like an external force wanting to give versus...
You see, you're making a really strong point, and we want to chew on this just a little bit, because while you are consciousness and while you are the creator of your own reality, it's a much more accurate statement to say you are more than you know yourself to be, and you are the co-creator of your own reality. It would even be more accurate to say you are the vibrational attractor of your own reality. You are the receiver of your own reality. You are the contour of the energy which allows your own reality. And so we use a lot of different words, and we've offered a lot of different processes to help you to understand that it's not an easy thing to go from someone who's been using your physical senses to understand your world to being asked to understand vibrations that you can't see, that you can only feel, to understand your world. We know that's a lot to ask, and yet until we ask it, it isn't given. And until you do it, then you have no consistency in the way you are able to orchestrate your own life experience. And so words are tricky and interesting because people use the same words and mean different things. And that's why we come at it from so many different directions, because we're wanting you to find the resonance with what you really know. The thing that we count on, the thing that we know for sure, is that you are a source energy being in this physical body, and the part of you that knows this stuff is much more dominant than the part of you that is blocking it. And so we know that as you are willing to listen to our descriptions and listen to our explanation, that bit by bit you come into full resonance with what you know. And it isn't that you remember it, it's that you rediscover it in your now. It's that your life reflects it back to you over and over again. We really like it when we can have a conversation which activates some powerful questions within you, because we know that once a powerful question is activated, that your life is going to yield to you the answers to it. So more answers come to you in the days and weeks that follow an event like this than actually happen in the event. What mostly happens in the event is a vibrational shifting. And then that vibrational shifting is what causes you to be different in the world. Your point of attraction only has to shift a little bit in order for you to have a whole set of differing experiences. And then our desire is that you then make the correlation between your shifting and what comes. And we want you unequivocally to take credit for your shifting. And that's the point that you're trying to make here with us. You don't want to say, ask and somebody else has given it to me.
Exactly, yeah.
You want to say, I'm going to achieve a vibrational vantage point, and by the natural laws of the universe, this consequence is going to come. And that's how it comes. And we take your point and we agree with it completely.
Great. Thank you.
We had a really good day. We had a really good 2 days. You've had a really good energy shift. You're different than you were when you walked in the door. Your point of attraction is different, and your manifestations will reflect the difference that you have accomplished in your willingness to participate here with us. We like what's coming for you. We like what's here for you. We like what's in your vortex. And we are anticipating with such relish the sweet spot that you're going to be finding yourself in as you feel your own empowerment as the things that you have been desiring and the things that you've put in your vortices begin manifesting, coming out to play with you in the material world, in the manifested world, the way you knew they would when you decided to come.